Um, okay, so the last one, and it kind of ties into what we were just talking about in terms of distance to recruiting stations and that kind of stuff. But in my opinion, I think that the Air Force, and this is funny because this is going to seem like a spear. Actually, you know what? It is a spear at the Air Force recruiting service and other DoD recruiting services. Is some of that is antiquated and it's very legacy. Like the whole, hey, I have a brick and mortar location where somebody can stop in. Like that's great, but that can't be your only way of getting folks in. That for example, this podcast, how much pushback did we get from from recruitment when we first started this?
A lot. Well, no. Okay, so there's a difference. Not from recruiters.
Right. No, recruiters loved it.
Yeah, the bureaucracy has pushback. The people on the ground, as far as I can tell, were ecstatic that we started the podcast.
Yeah. There were other folks as part of the system or whatever you want to call it, they were pissed. One of us got paperwork for it.
I mean, I've been chewed out
like
before.
I said, whatever. You got chewed out, paperwork, whatever. Like, again, as a senior NCO, big deal, whatever, right? But that somebody felt so strongly that we should not be doing this to take the time to chew one of our asses out and give us paperwork for it. Like,
yeah,
that is a very legacy mindset. And hey, man, I mean, I'm not saying we're doing good out here because who knows? We only got like 10 listeners, and they're all family members. But
love you, Mom.
Yeah, love you. But man, there are people that have we've talked about it before, and it's if you're a a leader or whatever you want to call it, somebody who has rank and that is supervising people, the people that are under your span of care or control or whatever you want to call it, all they want to do is do a great job and succeed. And you got to think that maybe you're standing in their way. That's all I want people to do. Like all the senior leaders above me, if you're not helping me, you're in my way and I need you to get out of my way.
Yep.
Because, and you'll, that's not unique to me either. You can talk to a ton of other people and they're like, man, just get out of my way. Let me do something good. Let me do what I know that needs to be done.
Yeah. No, it's as a leader, your job is to maximize the talents and abilities of the people below you and to enable them to do whatever needs to be done. And as a leader, if you come in there and you think that you have all the answers just because you're older or you have rank or whatever, then you're going to jack it all up. But as far as like their antiquated systems go, it is frustrating, like the things that we get stuck on, like, and then somebody out there, please correct me if I'm wrong, but if you joined recently because you saw an Air Force logo on a NASCAR car, which I'm not saying NASCAR is bad, but if that's the reason that you joined or you got interested, like, let us know, and then I'll stop talking about it. But you have to go to where the folks are, and you have to understand where they're coming from. Like, you can't just, like, these generational things, you can't just blow kids off because of like video games. Like oh, we're not going to go to where the nerds are. It's like, no, everybody's a nerd now compared to like the 90s when we were in high school. It's a different thing. Like it's a digital world. Go to where the solutions lie, not to where the solutions were 40 years ago. And it's a big ship and it's hard to turn it around. And I get that, but we're an organization filled with people. People have egos, people have opinions, people have all these other things. And it's difficult for them to let go of their little piece of the pie that they think is important.
Yeah. And it's, there's a lot of people that they just worry about, like, I don't want to say the commander, the 4-star general that we're about to go support here a little bit, but, he recognizes it and he is like, personally made it a thing. It's like, hey, I see that this group of people are doing something good and it's outside of the norm. Let me go grab these dudes and freaking plug them into something that I have, an initiative I have. Like that's awesome. So it's listen, what if whatever you're doing isn't working, then change it up. And I don't mean change it up by getting you know, influencers that are questionable at best to help your recruiting. Just saying.
What are you saying?
I'm saying that if you're going to pick somebody who is going to be a quote unquote influencer on social media to help your recruitment, maybe you expand it to somebody who is more relatable than just a very, very small group of people. That's what I'm saying.
You know, my opinion on that is if we if we showed people what the Air Force is really like, and if we just like interviewed regular Air Force folks and saw their jobs and didn't try to like dramatize or glamorize or anything, but we actually just talked to the people on the ground doing the work across the force, you know, and across the military. And instead of like, I tried the Air Force fitness test or whatever, like, and I'm not saying there's no goodness in that, but man, if I just had a camera and was able to just go around and like interview these folks and see their day to day, it sells itself. Like, don't reach outside your organization that's filled with some of the most talented and best people in the world. Don't reach outside of that organization to sell it. It sells itself if you just let it. And like all these concerns about all these other things, like there's no more secrets. You have people on like TikTok in uniform every day. Show people everything that you can about the Air Force, you know, positives, negatives, all the other stuff, and just put it out there because you have people within the force that can sell it for you.
Yeah.
It's there. Like the answer is there. Stop reaching out for this idiot that does this dance or whatever to sell it for you. It's the solution is already within your ranks, and you just need to put away whatever it is, like, and not worry about pissing off your boss, and just do what needs to be done. Like you have the solutions right there at your fingertips.
And scene.
Sorry.
There we go, right there. I got nothing else on that. That was perfect. So yeah, it'll sell itself. I mean, the job's incredible. The military, outside the military, because then people think that I'm pandering to the military and sucking up. The people is what makes it. The people is what is a good time and what makes everything worth it. So